spring, mushrooms grow in a fairy ring. Little toadstools, brown and white, reappear in the pale moonlight. Spring is here, now it's spring. Fairies dance all in a ring. Spring is here, now it's spring. Fairies dance all in a. Spring is here, now it's spring. Fairies dance all in a ring. Spring is here, now it's spring. Fairies dance in a fairy ring.
Hello, boys and girls. I'm the Story Fairy, and this is my friend Dusty the Dragon. Dusty? Dusty!
Here I am, Story Fairy.
Oh, Dusty, there you are. Would you like to hear a story?
Boy, would I!
Great. It's story time.
Yay!
What a beautiful day in the forest this morning.
Sure is, Story Fairy.
What's the word in the mushroom ring today, Dusty?
Well, let me take a look.
Sound it out.
Okay. Butterfly. Butterfly! It's butterfly, Story Fairy. I got it, it's butterfly.
Great. Good work, Dusty.
Thank you. I've been working on my reading.
I can see that.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, why don't we read a story today called Bees and Butterflies?
Yay! Beatrice Bee was buzzing. She was so happy to have found such a beautiful garden and set about collecting nectar from each flower. Bella Butterfly was looking for her breakfast amongst the blooms. They both settled at the same time on the petals of a large red flower.
I was here first, said Beatrice Bee. I need flowers for food, said Bella Butterfly. Come with me, invited Beatrice. I'll show you why it's important to collect nectar. Okay, said Bella, and then I'll show you why I need to feed from the flowers.
Boy, okay. Beatrice took Bella to the bee hive and showed her how nectar from flowers is used to make honey. The bee hive was big and noisy, a giant honeycomb with many worker bees flying in and out, and a huge queen laying her eggs. I like to do the sound of the bee, Story Fairy.
Yes, I can see that, and I'm sure the boys and girls can hear that too. Oh, look at all of the oozy, gooey honey coming out of the honeycomb, Dusty.
Boy, that looks yummy. I'd like to put some of that on my toast and for breakfast.
Yes. This is wonderful, said Bella Butterfly. I didn't know why nectar would be so important to bees. Come with me. I'll show you why butterflies need to feed from flowers.
So Beatrice Bee and Bella Butterfly flew over the garden where they saw many little plants which were starting to grow.
When I sip on nectar, I get pollen on my legs, said Bella Butterfly. And at the next flower, the pollen rubs off. This is how new plants are made. And when new plants grow, more flowers are made. Well, said Beatrice Bee, we really do need you to feed from the flowers.
That's for sure.
And look at all the pretty flowers, Dusty.
Boy, I love those colors.
They're all the colors of the rainbow.
They're so bright and beautiful. Just like me. Beatrice and Bella agreed to share the beautiful red flower. It was big enough for both of them. Beatrice Bee collected her nectar for the bee hive. Bella Butterfly collected pollen for the next flower.
From now on, they agreed to share all the flowers.
Well, that's the only way to do things, Story Fairy, is to share, because everybody wins that way.
That's right.
It does not pay to be selfish.
Well, Dusty, are you ready to go on a magical adventure?
A magical adventure? Where are we going?
We're going to the Assiniboine Park, Butterfly Garden.
Butterfly garden? Like a garden full of butterflies?
Lots of butterflies, Dusty.
Oh, wow. If there's flowers and butterflies, I bet there's bumblebees there too.
There will be.
Yeah, you got to watch out for those guys.
Little caterpillar went looking for some lunch, crawling through the leaves, munch, munch, munch. Made a little cocoon and wrapped itself inside. And when she woke up, She was a beautiful butterfly.
We're at the beautiful Shirley Richardson Butterfly Garden here at Assiniboine Park with zookeeper Heather Perry.
Hello.
Heather's gonna tell us all about butterflies and the different stages right from the chrysalis.
Hey, are you going to tell us about bumblebees too? Because I still see a lot of them around here.
We need the bumblebees for all the pollinating, but butterflies, we've got two different kinds. We've got some from South America and then we've got some from North America. The South American ones are the more brightly colored, the exotics, and the other ones that are native to here are the painted ladies and the monarchs. They also head down south as well. So the basic, very simplistically, the stages are you go from eggs to caterpillar to chrysalis to butterfly.
Wow, let's take a look at some of those.
Are there any butterflies here that look like me?
We have some with your colors, but they don't quite look like you.
Oh.
They don't quite have as big teeth.
Butterflies don't have teeth?
No,
Why not?
like you. Well, they don't quite need it. They got a really long tongue. It curls up. Is your tongue long?
Oh, let's see. Oh.
No, theirs is longer.
Okay.
So Heather, can you tell us about this stage of the butterfly?
Well, this is the second stage of a butterfly's life. The first being the eggs, and this is their second, called the caterpillar stage. And this is where they really bulk up on their food. You can see that some of the leaves are starting to be eaten, and that's the caterpillars. That's where they get the most amount of their nutrients, and they just chow down continuously. They're just a big eating factory while they're trying to bulk up and get themselves all ready and organized in there so that they can turn into a chrysalis. And then from the chrysalis, they will hang on. We get them in the chrysalis form, but if in the wild, these guys will hang on to a different, maybe a different branch or a different flower or something like that that they haven't eaten, and then that will be their chrysalis stage, and then they can go from there to the butterfly.
So you're eating machines right
They're
now,
eating
like
machines,
I am.
big time.
Right.
This is why they're here, is to eat. And you can see some of, even right by your nose, you can see some of the leaves have already been started to be chowed down by these guys.
Oh look, there's a butterfly back there too.
We've got lots of different butterflies around.
Wow, it almost looks like a caterpillar chewed on its wing there too.
Well, sometimes they come out of the chrysalis a little rough shape. Sometimes it can be other insects can eat them a little bit, but he seems to be doing good. He's flying around, so that's all that counts.
So Heather, can you tell us all about these shelves in this special cupboard here at the Butterfly Garden?
So we've got different chrysalises. They look different because they're going to end up being different butterflies, but we've also got chrysalises at different stages in the fact that we've got empty ones here, and that means the butterflies have already been released. And we've got some butterflies back here that they've hatched, for lack of a better word, and they're going to be released soon. Each one, some will be camouflage, some won't. Even the chrysalises will be different. So
Like leaves.
some look like leaves, some will be really shiny. We had another shipment that came a couple of weeks ago that they were all metal, they look like gold, and that's actually camouflage. So the prettier and the irony of it is the prettier the chrysalis, they really weren't the prettier butterflies.
So where are those from?
These guys are all from Costa Rica.
Costa Rica.
Yes.
Bueno.
So it really is the magic life of butterflies.
Oh, it is the magic life of butterflies. Some of these can take just a couple of days to turn into a butterfly, and some of them take up to 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks. So they stay in this. We have to keep it nice and warm. We have to keep it nice and humid. So we're always spritzing water on them, and we have water down here to make sure that everything's okay. And then, like I said earlier, when they hatch out, they'll hang around for a couple of hours, dry themselves up, and then we'll come and we'll release them.
So Dusty, did you learn the name of this butterfly we're looking at right now?
Yes, I did, Story Fairy. This is a golden helicon butterfly from Costa Rica. And did you know that the Spanish word for butterfly is mariposa? Look at that.
Well, maybe that's because he's posing for us.
Story Fairy, you don't know Spanish. Like I know Spanish.
So, Heather, can you tell us what the butterflies eat?
Well, some of the butterflies will eat some of the pollen that's here off of the flowers, but we also provide them with some special foods. So you can see that we've got slices of oranges.
Yum.
And it can be either an orange or watermelon or any kind of melon. And
So
then
all kinds of fruits then.
all kinds of fruits. And then we have this slur. It's basically pureed different fruits with some honey in there for
It's
some
like a
extra.
smoothie.
It is a very sweet and sticky smoothie, yes.
A butterfly smoothie.
A butterfly.
A butterfly smoothie, yes. And they will come down, and that's why when we release them, we try and bring them to their food because they've just been exhausted in the hatching process.
Right.
Try and get some food, and then they can take off again.
Do they like to eat ice cream and pizza by any chance?
Well, we haven't tried that yet. I think the ice cream might just melt a little too quickly, but no, I don't think they would go for that. Pizza, definitely not. It would be too hot for them.
Okay. Just thought I'd ask.
No, I think you're safe. You can keep your own pizza.
Okay. Hey, Story Fairy, check out this black and orange Halloween butterfly up here.
Dusty, let's go back to the storytelling tree and read another story about butterflies.
Great idea, Story Fairy. I have to practice my reading because while we were here, I had to learn all these different Latin names. So I have to practice my Latin especially. Can we do any stories in Latin?
Wasn't that a great time at the Shirley Richardson Butterfly Garden at Assiniboine Park, Dusty?
Boy, it sure was, Story Fairy, with a blast.
And all the beautiful flowers.
And the bumblebees, boy, I had so much fun there. Those bumblebees are big.
The bumblebees were collecting pollen from the flowers.
Yes, just like the butterflies were.
And there were so many butterflies, all the different colors.
And some of them were huge. Some of them had wings bigger than mine.
Yes, and there were so many chrysalises in the cupboard.
Chrysalises.
That's
Chrysalises. That should have been the special word of the day, I think.
Well, are you ready to share another story with the boys and girls?
Another story? You bet I am.
This one is all about butterflies, and it's called Flutterby.
Flutterby?
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Butterfly lived in a beautiful garden full of trees and flowers. She'd been fluttering around it all day in the bright summer sunshine. I'm starting to feel hot and tired, she puffed. I'm hungry and thirsty. I must find somewhere to rest and eat. Well, there are some shady leaves in the corner of the garden. I can cool off there, said Butterfly.
Oh, no, you can't.
Exclaimed Ladybug.
Once I asked you to share your shady leaf and you refused. So now you can't share mine. Go on, flutter by, Butterfly.
Ladybug wasn't really being a friend, was he, Dusty?
No, they're not sharing there. That first story that we read, they were sharing, but
Right.
these two aren't.
Well, let's find out what's going on here. Then Butterfly spied a big flower in another part of the garden. I'll sit on that and rest my aching wings, she sighed.
No, you won't. Once I wanted to rest on your flower. You wouldn't share it with me. Go on, flutter by, Butterfly.
Caterpillar was munching his way through the leaves of a nearby bush.
Yum, yum, yum.
May I have a bite? Asked Butterfly.
I'm afraid you can't.
Replied Caterpillar.
Many times I've asked to share your food, but you've always said no. Go on. Flutter by, Butterfly.
Well, she's not feeling very welcome in the garden today, is she, Dusty?
She's not very popular today, that's for sure, and everyone's giving her a hard time.
That's right. Well, Butterfly was still hot, tired, and very hungry. At least I can have a drink, she cried, swooping down towards a garden pond.
Stop.
Croaked a frog.
Yesterday, you wouldn't give me a few drops of water to soothe my poor dry mouth. So why should I let you visit my pond? Go on, flutter by, Butterfly.
She's looking very sad, Dusty. Butterfly was worn out. She landed on the ground feeling very unhappy.
Can I help?
Asked Worm, popping his head out of a hole.
There's shade here. A few leaves and drops of water in my puddle. They're not much, but I'm happy to share them.
Share with me? Asked Butterfly. Well, I've never shared with you.
Sharing is fun.
Worm replied with a smile.
No, the worm is a friendly guy.
Yes.
That would be my kind of guy there.
And being friendly is actually nicer, isn't it, Dusty?
Much nicer.
Right. Butterfly stayed with Worm, resting in the shade and sharing his food and drink. Thanks for being kind to me, Worm, she called. I see now how selfish I've been to others.
Aha.
Soon, Butterfly found a beautiful spot with dazzling flowers and sparkling water.
That reminds me of the butterfly garden.
Right. I would love to share this special place with my friends, exclaimed Butterfly. So she fluttered away to find Ladybug, Bumblebee, Caterpillar, and Frog.
Sounds like a party.
Come with me, she called. I found the perfect spot where we can play together forever. And guess what, Dusty?
What?
Butterfly was never told to flutter by again.
Yay! So the story does have a happy ending.
Yes, it does.
Oh, I guess a butterfly learned how to share from her friends in the forest there.
And I think you'll always make more friends, Dusty, and boys and girls, if you share.
Exactly.
Got one.
You got
Go.
one.
Hello. Holy smokes. Where are these bubbles coming from, Story Fairy?
I think they're coming from Fairyland.
Oh,
And you can never have too many magic bubbles, Dusty.
they're tasty, but they're not very filling.
No, not very filling. Well, we might have to get you to have a snack a little later.
Are we making snacks today, Story Fairy?
No, we're making butterflies today, Dusty.
Butterflies?
Yes. We had such a fun time at the Butterfly Atrium at the Assiniboine Park Conservatory that I thought we would come back and do a craft with the boys and girls.
And make our own butterflies.
And make our own butterflies.
Because this time of year, there aren't many butterflies around.
Well,
So if we make our own, we can have some over the fall and the winter and the spring up until the butterflies come back.
we could.
Yeah.
And we could remember that beautiful day in Assiniboine Park and all the butterflies that we saw. They almost looked like flying flowers, didn't they?
They sure did. They had lots of colors to them.
So what we need today to get started is a coffee filter.
A coffee filter? That's the best use I've ever seen for a coffee filter. I'm not a coffee drinker myself.
Well, that's good, Dusty. I know you had to cut back on the sody pop, so I'm glad you gave up coffee as well.
Oh, I never started coffee.
Okay. Well, we also need some watercolor paints
Painting?
and a paintbrush, of course.
Yes.
And to protect our area, I have some paper towel down here.
Yes.
And we also will need one black chenille stem or pipe cleaner.
A pipe cleaner.
A
Yes.
pipe cleaner.
I was wondering what
So-
you meant by chenille.
Well, that's what they're also referred to, Dusty. Thousands of years ago, maybe just pipe cleaners, but nowadays they're called chenille stems. So you learn something new every day.
Every day.
Well, firstly, we have our coffee filter and our watercolor paint. So boys and girls, what I want you to do with your mom and dad's assistance, and you have this already, is just have fun choosing all the colors of the rainbow that you might want to put on your soon-to-be butterfly. So Dusty, I'm starting with purple here. Do you like purple?
Yes, I do. I prefer blue myself.
Okay, we can put some blue on here
And
as
yellow.
well.
And how about some green polka dots?
Well, let me catch up to you first here. Let's
getting
put
all-
some blue.
I can't wait to see how this turns out.
And really, there's no rhyme or reason. It's almost like tie-dyeing a shirt.
Tie-dyeing?
Yes.
What's tie-dyeing?
You remember that from the 70s, don't you, Dusty?
Oh yeah, the 70s.
Okay.
Good.
So I've got some purple on there, and I've got some yellow and blue that already combined together. And what color did that make?
That's a green.
It did,
That's
because...
just about the color of my spots.
Yes. And you know, when you mix colors together, they make other colors. So we just kind of found out here that blue and blue and yellow make
Green.
right.
Aha.
So do you think I should put some red on our butterfly?
Oh, make it colorful.
All the colors of the rainbow are going on here. And there's no right or wrong way, it's just having fun. And the coffee filter is going to get really wet, but that's okay.
I guess you can't put that back in the coffee maker after you painted it, can you?
I don't think you'd want to, Dusty. No, it's going to be full of all sorts of colors of the rainbow.
But might add some color to your coffee, though.
You're a colorful dragon, Dusty. What can I say?
Oh, yeah.
So what do you think so far? Do you like the way it's looking?
That's very nice.
Okay, let's put some of this pretty green in and wash my brush in between, dip out all the other colors so it doesn't get muddy, because if you don't clean your brush in between, the colors will run and they could look muddy, so we don't want that.
No, no mud on the butterfly, please.
No, but you know, all the butterflies that we saw this summer were so beautiful. Didn't they look like flying flowers?
They were beautiful, and they're all different colors and
Yes.
all different sizes, too.
Can you tell the boys and girls where some of them came from, just so they remember the different countries that they came from?
Oh, yeah. They brought them chrysalises from Costa Rica, which is way, 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 way south of here. And a lot warmer than here.
Right. And where were some of the other ones from?
Oh, they were from around here, weren't they?
There were some from Mexico. Of course,
Okay.
the monarchs come from Mexico.
Oh, right.
And I think there were even some from Chile.
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 Aha.
Kind of gets Chile here in the winter, doesn't it? We don't see any butterflies in the winter, so it's a good time to remember this beautiful outing that we had today with a beautiful butterfly.
Yeah, I remember the bumblebees, too.
There were dragonflies as well.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm using some mauve here, and this is a little lighter color, so I might want to go over it.
Oh, sorry, I interrupted. That's a bad thing
Okay.
to do. But I guess you have to paint both sides, huh?
Well, you can, but what happens is the colors seep through, so I wouldn't really think it's necessary.
Okay.
I mean, if you really wanted to. The thing is, if you get it too wet, it could rip,
Oh, yes.
and you don't want that to happen.
Butterfly with ripped wings cannot fly.
No, that's why we would never ever think of putting a butterfly in a net. We
No.
never want to do that.
Never try to paint a butterfly's wings either.
No. Just looking at them and appreciating them in nature for the beauty that they are is just a wonderful thing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I am almost done here.
Hooray!
I'm going to take a few more colors. Any idea, Dusty, what you'd like me to put? I have a little more room, and
I don't see any dots on it.
you don't see any dots. You want some dots on
Yeah,
it?
put a few dots
Well,
on
I have one more white section here, so what color would you like to see that turn into?
What colors haven't you used yet?
Let's see. I think I've used pretty much all of them, although there are different variations of purple, which happens to be one of my favorite colors. Of course, most fairies love purple. Of course, we love all the colors in nature. And there, so that's a darker purple. And you said you wanted some dots on it?
Yeah.
Now, what color of dots? Did you want black dots like the
I wonder.
monarchs, or?
What colored dots do you think I would like to see?
Well, you have green dots, although I don't know
Exactly.
that green dots are going to show up. I can try. And let's just see if we can put some green dots.
Or yellow?
I don't think the yellow will show up. Dusty, I can try that for you.
And that'll really stand out.
Black around the edges, kind of almost like
Freckles.
freckles. There we go. Okay, so we're almost ready. But if you want black dots all around your butterfly, Dusty, then black dots it is.
Okay.
Do you know who you want to give your butterfly to?
I have a special friend I'd like to give my butterfly to.
Okay. So this will be for your special friend.
Yes.
Okay, so we've got all the colors on the coffee filter now. You can see how they've seeped through onto our paper towel, and that's why it's always good to have some protection on the counter or your workspace. And what we're going to do with it now, because it is very, very wet, is we're going to dry it between two pieces of paper towel over here, just like this. And you might have to dry it for a couple of hours.
Oh, wow. Just like a butterfly in a chrysalis.
Just like a butterfly in a chrysalis,
So
right.
you take away the paper towel, and out pops a beautiful butterfly.
That's right. So just to save a little time, I'm just going to show you the next step. Let's just pretend this is nice and dry. And what we're going to want to do is just take and fold it up and down, back and forth, just like an accordion pleat. So just folding it up and down like this.
That's a lot of careful folding.
Lots of careful folding. You might want to ask a grown-up to help you. Or another dragon.
Well, we dragons don't have very good use of our hands, it seems.
I think you use your hands just fine, Dusty, but I know you like to watch how things are done, so.
Well, this is the first time I've ever seen this done.
Right. So sometimes it's good just to watch. Take notes.
Exactly.
Okay, so now that we have it all folded like an accordion, we're going to take our chenille stem, or pipe cleaner, and just twist it around the middle of our soon-to-be butterfly.
Oh, that's the antennas, isn't it?
Yes, you remembered the butterflies had antennas. Now this butterfly is still a little damp, as I said.
So it can't fly yet.
No, it's just like the chrysalis that has to wait till its wings are dry before it can touch the sky. So there's kind of what one looks like. Now you could add some string, some invisible nylon string to this and hang it up. Or you could also put a little magnet on the back and have it on the fridge. And I have one all ready here to show you as well. And so here is another butterfly. So you can make a whole bunch of these, and
you can have a flock of butterflies.
you could make a butterfly mobile, or just give them to your friends. They're beautiful little.
That's really cool.
They're
and
beautiful
so
little
easy
butterflies
to
to
make.
make.
Before a butterfly can fly, its wings have to dry. Hey, there's a poem.
That's right. Well, thank you so much, Dusty. Thanks for helping me do this butterfly craft with the boys and girls.
Always love helping you, Story Fairy. It's so much fun.
Right. Well, Dusty, it's time to say goodbye, and you know what that means.
I think I remember.
It's time for the fairy promise.
Right.
So boys and girls, moms and dads, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I promise
I promise
to be kind to others,
to be kind to others,
with my words,
with my words,
to always recycle
to always recycle
and feed the birds,
and feed the birds,
to see the magic all around,
to see the magic all around,
both in the sky
both in the sky
and on the ground.
and on the ground.
If I do these
If I do these
and other things,
and other things,
I will always hear
I will always hear
the whisper of wings.
the whisper of wings.
And now you're all honorary friends of the fairy and
Yay.
Dusty the Dragon too.
Yes.
See you next time when we go on another magical adventure.
Boy, I can't wait. Bye, everybody.
Bye for now.